Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. I still value auto fight. I still value the ability to just get free units for now. It feels like a lot more energy than before, though it's all just switched around. I'm doing contender right now, and seeing 5 energy per tile is just a wild thing to see. Not gonna lie. But I have promised myself that every time I go into one of these new tiers, and the Gladiator Gauntlet is surely one of them, every time I get a new crest, I'm going to just film my experience because I try to average a representation on this channel of the average player. And I have this tier 8 Gladiator's Gauntlet now that I have not attempted. And so far everything's been pretty fair. The rewards haven't been great, but look, there's a huge step up in tier difficulty of, we're talking about 20,000 to 48,000. True Lies and Free Spirited. Okay, so obviously it's a big attack and health pool jump too. So we are, as always, going to attempt it and just see what happens. And the team that has been giving me the best results, and I have no one boosted, it's been this team. Now, I am not the biggest fan of fighting Quicksilver, but we are going to just do what we can to evade his evades and see what happens. And he's going to evade right there. Alright. And even though he still has a lot of health, the nodes aren't bad at all. Now, the last one, I only struggled a little bit with Iron Man Infinity War. So we'll see what happens here. So far, so good. And between the stun and the relic, for me, that's about as good of a conclusion as that can be. Maybe some people are like, he took any damage. What a peasant. I guess I'm a peasant. Alright. Bait the heavy with the heavy. Got an intercept in there, but I don't know if that actually landed. Part of me wants to just get hit here, so I'm going to. Took way too much damage for a feat of strength. So maybe that was a mistake. But I'm going to build to a special too. And see if that's enough. And it definitely will be at the end. So lost a decent amount of health in that fight. Not the cleanest. Now we've got Terrax, Mojo, and Unstoppable Colossus. Let's be smart and back up. When you're fighting an Awakened Terrax, it's really smart at the beginning to just not try to hit him. Unless you've got somebody like Namor, of which I did not bring in. Now, he is not firing a special yet, so the AI has been incredibly kind to me, and that was easy. Alright, now this specific fight, for whatever reason, has given me some trouble. Let's just look at the notes. Heavy hands. The offender is struck by a heavy attack. A timer starts for 12 seconds. If the attacker charges another heavy attack in that time, they're immediately afflicted with falter. Okay. I don't think that should be tough. I am going to start with a parry heavy. Or, I guess, a heavy that didn't land. And also that parry didn't work. This is, in theory, an easier fight that was made difficulty by just bad play. Back up. Do a special 2. I've got that nice stun duration. And oh, somehow I finally got wrecked. Somehow the Awakened ability and Mojo's abilities were not enough. So I'm going to do something different because, of course, Unstoppable Colossus is bleed immune. I am going to take OG Hulkin, use that rank 2 7-star after all. Bane, small arms, be like water, bubble shield. Not the easiest of nodes, but not the hardest. Okay. And wow, that is really high damage for Bane, which always makes me think of The Dark Knight Rises. Alright, transfer Bane. The Bane's gonna be so difficult. Alright, I finally got wrecked. I'm gonna bring in Nick Fury because I have no other choice. Again, he's bleed immune. Try to time that Bane timer out. The Unstoppable is gonna be tough. But you see, I just hit him once and then I backed up. And I have negated parry. So this is the time where you tend to say, all right, I've learned from my past mistakes in fights. So I am going to hold block and then transfer Bane back. Now this is going pretty well because I'm not even the quote-unquote real Nick Fury yet. And if I did have the ability to be the real Nick Fury, I just went for a parry there. I got a little desperate. But this fight would already be over. Of course, the AI is going to be passive when I need it not to be. But this should actually do it. That is by far the most I've struggled in this side quest before. But I didn't have to use any items. And I still feel pretty good about the team I brought in. Now, one of the complaints I've seen, and I get it, is the lackluster rewards. I mean, I think it's because you don't have that many fights, and you're only using one energy per tile. But certainly, it can be disappointing. We do see 7-star shards here. We do see some Tier 5 basic, a very small amount of Tier 6 basic and Tier 3 alpha. One should be a generic, but it's a 6-stone crystal. So I get it. But I finally got wrecked on the side quest. Hopefully, this still gives some people some strategy or ideas if you haven't jumped into it yet.